What motivates most people to come and investigate their genealogy from a Jewish perspective?
That subsection of genealogy known as Jewish genealogy is something special. And the reason it's something special is because sometimes you can determine that you've come from a place that you didn't know you came from, or you want to confirm a family story, and we do lots of both of those things. In addition to that, we also have people who come to us who think they have Jewish ancestry, and a few of them have actually had Jewish ancestry, although they were brought up in places like Poland as Catholics, because they are the descendants of hidden Jews whose family never came and picked them up after the war.
Now, what's this notion that you introduced about Muslim and Jewish DNA being very close, and where do the Palestinians fit in on that spectrum?
So the DNA of the Jews on our Y chromosome, a male line, and the DNA of Muslims on the same male line is very, very similar. And what that means is that all of us are Middle Eastern people, just like the Palestinians, although the Palestinians probably have more ancient Jewish roots than most Middle Eastern populations, because in addition to everything else, they also have the coincidence of being on the same land. And it seems to me that the Palestinians have had a very, very strong desire to stay on the land, and were willing to give up their religion to be able to stay on the land for the last 20 centuries.
You're saying the Jews of Palestine? The Jews became Muslims?
I'm saying that the Jews who were not killed after the destruction of the Second Temple or during the Bar Kokhba disaster, who stayed on the land, to do so bent in the wind religiously, and when it became to their advantage to become Christians, they became Christians, and when they needed to become Muslims in the 7th century, they became Muslims, and the benefit was they got to stay on the land. But I believe their origin is either Samaritan, Edomite, or Judean.
How about the Palestinians who claim that they are Canaanites? Is there DNA to substantiate that, or does it go back that far?
Well, certainly if someone says that they're of Canaanite origin, what they're telling us is that their DNA was there several thousand years ago. And I do have a couple of customers who are researching exactly that. They're not Jewish customers, they're Muslim customers, but they can very much tell you this guy is a Palestinian, but he's really from Egypt, and this guy is a Palestinian, but he's really from Syria, and these guys, who are Palestinians were here 3,000 years ago, and those would be the people referred to as the Canaanite Middle Easterners.
But do they comprise the majority of people who consider themselves Palestinian today, or their roots?
I think they comprise the minority of people who are Palestinian today, because there were such large influxes of people into Palestine from Egypt in the 1870s and from Syria.
If people want to research this further through your database or participate, how would they get involved?
Look, the best thing you can do is stick your toe in the water, come to FamilyTreeDNA.com, and if you're a man, I generally recommend starting with a Y DNA test, because the Y will take you back to your father's line, and it will give you a conclusive answer about the branch of the tree of mankind you're from and who you match in our database.
What's the URL, the domain?
Sure. The URL for our website is www.FamilyTreeDNA.com.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.